Good afternoon, it's Dave at All Things Important Reviews. Thanks for checking my channel out. Please smash that like button, please smash that subscribe button. I've got with me today a Vincero Rogue Chronograph sports model. This is a quartz model. Vincero are a very popular fashion brand. I have one of their other watches. They're a controversial brand with a lot of people hating them, giving them dislikes and all that kind of thing. I'm under no illusions that the quality of these watches is not amazing at all, but at the same time, and they are overpriced for what they actually are, but at the same time, if I see one that I really like the look of, then I will pick it up and review it if I can get it cheap enough. And this one I did. I picked it up for just over 50 quid, which I think was a decent buy, and I still think it was an okay buy for what I actually get with a watch. Let's start off with the size. So the size is well, I think they list it as 42mm, but I don't know where they're getting that from, because unless the bezel is actually bigger than the case. No, because when I measured it just before this video, I got 43mm diameter bezel. I got 50.3mm lug to lug. By the way, that looks like that is the case, but it's not. That is a part of the bracelet. This comes off, it's a part of the bracelet. And I got a thickness of 12.8mm. So it's a moderately thin watch, but it's a moderately big watch. But it is super light because of this excellent rubber band. Now this watch, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, is, well, it looks really good. The looks, in my opinion, are excellent for this kind of sporty chronograph look. And I love the contrast between the rose gold and the black and the grenade dial. But this watch is actually, in my opinion, a homage watch, because I believe they've based it on, well, I'm 99% certain, they've based it on a Tag Heuer watch, which costs around, I think, 8,000 to 10,000 GBP, British pounds. This cost, they're trying to charge about 180 quid for this, but I picked it up for just over 50. But still, even if they were charging, you know, 180 quid, it's a fraction of the price of the real one. So, of the one it's homage from, sorry. So, and it must be a homage, because if you look at it, it's got the same style of band, it broadly looks the same on the face, and they've got the same style of clasp. The clasp is a fold over clasp. The mechanism is good, and I'll explain about that shortly after. So the sizing, okay, the sizing is good. It has good presence on the wrist. It will be too big for some people, but for me, with big wrists at 7¼ inch wrist, it is a good size, and I don't find it too overly bulky. The dial, well, the crystal is a sapphire coated crystal, so it is mineral glass, so it is acrylic with a thin layer, I believe, of sapphire. The bezel, the dial has a kind of, I don't know what you call that, I'd call it a grenade dial. It's kind of like a grenade dial, with these markings all over it. It looks really good. It takes a really good light. It's got 3 sub-dials, because it is, of course, a chronograph watch that you can initiate by clicking this button. I will never ever use the chronograph. I've never used a chronograph ever. I would never need that, or any kind of timers or anything like that. I would use on my phone. The loom is, you can't, I've not got a what's it called, UV pen, but basically the loom is actually very decent. The loom is on everything, on the dial, sorry, and the little tiny batons do light up pretty good. I can't really show you now, but they do light up pretty good. The dial and the sub-dials, they're okay. They add character to the watch. It does have a tachymeter, because obviously this is a kind of racing style watch. Again, I would never use it. This is just for style. And it is in a kind of relief matte style, which I really like. It's not super polished or anything like that. It reminds me a bit of the Yachtmaster bezel. Now, obviously, it looks like a Rolex Daytona a little bit. That's what it also is homaging. But, you know, the bezel obviously does not move. It is a fixed bezel to go with the chronograph function. And I would never use it. It's just for looks. And ultimately, the dial, the bezel, the crystal are good. They're not ceramic. I don't know what the exact material is, to be honest with you. It doesn't actually feel like it's PVD, or I think, is it VDC? The alternative way to apply coatings like this. I don't know what the material is actually on that bezel. I'll try and find out off Vincero. Vincero, they obviously have an Italian sounding name, but they are, as far as I'm aware, an American brand. They're an American fashion brand, which is why they're widely hated across the internet. But anyway, let's talk about the crown. Is just a push button. It's not screw down, but it works fine. You're getting 100 meter water resist with this watch. As long as you have them pushers not pushed in, and as long as they're in the normal position, and as long as the crown is fixed in, you should be fine to go swimming with this. It's got 100 meter water resist. There will be gaskets in there. The back of the case has a bit of Italian marble. Not that I care about that. And it does have some kind of Latin text with, what does that say? Live your legacy, Veni, Vidal, Vici or Vici, however you pronounce it. I would have preferred just to see the water resistance on there and the model number and all that, but it's not got that. Anyway, the case back is fine. It's a little bit, I don't care about the marble. It's not for my personal taste. Now let's talk about the band. The band is very, very good. The band is very comfortable, and it's supple but supports the watch very well. And as well, the clasp is actually pretty good. It doesn't have a safety catch, but it does have push buttons, and the engagement there is pretty good. Now, interestingly, I did wonder when I picked up the watch, I thought, how the hell do I make it bigger? How do I make it looser? And what you do is you just open up this lever here, and then it's up to you to push it in or push it out. Now, obviously, the person who had it before me, because I picked this up second hand, has already cut the bracelet. He's already cut the band, sorry. He's already cut it, and he's cut it at a not perfect angle, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. I could pick up another replacement band off Vincero if I wanted to, but I don't, because this is fine. So what I'm saying is, you just literally put it in there, clamp it down, and that is clamped in. That is clamped in, and if I just put it on my wrist, I'll just show you. That fits really good. That fits and feels really light. Doesn't feel overly bulky for the size. It is a big watch. It feels really nice and comfortable. I think it would get a bit sweaty after a full day underneath there because of its size, but if you're wearing it at a weekend for a few hours, it'll be absolutely fine. Now, a lot of people will never buy this watch because they hate fashion brands, and I don't blame them. I don't despise them. I think a lot of the stuff they do is overpriced, but some stuff is visually very pleasing, and this sporty look is a look that I like. So I'm not affiliated with the Vincero in any way, shape or form, and there's no kind of affiliate link below for them. I just picked it up because I liked the look of it. I also have the Chrono S dress chronograph, and that is a really nice watch on a leather band. Again, quality of materials. It will have stainless steel in here. I believe it is 316, but ultimately, how long that PVD coating of the rose gold lasts on here, I don't know. I will report back for those that are interested. As well, I forgot to point out, the band has a quick release pins, making it super easy to change the band. However, you would not change the band on this unless you bought another band off Vincero, because it has a funny kind of integration into the case. Because if you take that off, it would take that off, so you'd have to get one that matched up and all that, and so you're better off just buying, if you wanted to swap the band, you can get a mesh one, I believe, and a leather one off Vincero if you wanted to. I would never buy another aftermarket one for this and try and cut it myself. That's just stupid. So overall, for what I paid for it, I'm happy with the watch. It will be staying in my collection as just one I might wear occasionally at the weekend. I wouldn't personally go swimming with it, even though, just because it's a chronograph, I don't like swimming with chronographs. Because if you push a button and the water goes in, you screwed the watch. But you could do, it is 100 meters, you could do no problem. So overall, it's not a bad attempt. It's got the visuals, it's got a decent functioning clasp. Yep. But I understand why a lot of people hate them, because a lot of the stuff is overpriced and you can get the unbranded versions of their models. I haven't seen this one though, but I have seen others on AliExpress that you can get very cheap that are obviously unbranded. But again, who wants to buy unbranded watches? But I understand what you mean, because the quality is not there. But for me, this is a decent watch. It was worth 50 quid easily, I would say, and it'll be staying in my collection. Thanks, it's been Dave at All Things Important Reviews. Please smash that like button and please smash the subscribe for more awesome watch content. Nice one, thanks a lot.